Hey guys, welcome back to Riffs and Gigs. It's been a couple of weeks without any interviews, but I'm back, and here I am with 316. Hello.
Right.
I was kind of expecting three of you to pop up because obviously you mentioned that you were 16, so I was kind of like, I really hope they got that name because there were 16 and there's three of them.
Everyone says that.
Did it start with three of you, or
It did, but not three 16-year-olds.
so where did the name come from then?
Well, it's a Bible quote, John 3:16. It virtually says that whoever believes in the Lord will be granted eternal life. So, sort of, we went for a sort of thing like disciples at first, didn't we? Calling our fans the disciples
Yeah,
because it was a sort of Christianity quote. But yeah,
it's not that
it's,
we're Christian either.
no,
It's like, oh, it's a cool quote. It's
a sort of
down cool. Like, fuck it.
metaphor for musical, really. Like,
Yeah. So it's a cool name, cool
thank
story,
you,
and
thank you.
taking a Bible quote is very metal. So you know, you're off to a great start.
Thank you.
So obviously, kind of you've not released anything yet. You've got your debut single coming out on the 24th. Is that? Am I right?
Well, right. So we we're intending on it, but obviously there's a lot that we wanna finalize. We wanna set in place. We wanna perfect everything. So we cannot exactly put a date on it, but definitely it's close.
It's coming.
And just one day it'll appear and it'll be fucking sick.
You just drop it surprise, and it's like ta-da.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably.
You'll have to find out.
But yeah, I mean, I guess because I mean, for all of you, most of you, would this be your kind of first proper band? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We have been in bands before that haven't really worked out, but the experience has helped a lot. But this is as far as we've come so far.
And you know, we'll talk about it more later, but you've managed to bag a metal to the masses slot, so you must be doing something right.
Yeah, we're trying.
Yeah.
That's the best bit. That's the best bit about it. You know, I'm only 22, but kind of seeing so many young bands coming up, it's just like you're just showing us all up. So it is really good seeing. It is really good seeing a lot of younger bands coming up into the basically just making a name for themselves, which is great.
Yeah.
And then you've got the chance that everything is a learning curve. You know, with the stuff taking a little bit longer with the
In the
single.
journey.
And
It's already been a wild one. We've had a lot of good, a lot of bad, and
Taking guitars together.
taking guitars together, breaking our own noses with our guitars. Hayden.
what was
And
that with the guitars?
we've had a lot of issues and a lot of things to be proud of, and just it builds everything together. Like it only strengthens not just us, but the music we create.
Yeah.
Realistically.
What was that you mentioned about the guitars again?
So our second gig at the Underground last September, we were playing, and that's definitely our worst gig to date. Everything went wrong. I had a guitar change that involved taking the input jack out and putting the strap back on. I was in that much of a rush and that stressed out about how bad we were doing. I fully smashed it into my nose, and I had to stop myself from crying in front of an entire floor gig of a hardcore show. Still hurts, but God, that was
not great.
that was an event.
That
was an awful gig.
That was a train run.
And each gig that we've had so far hasn't been a huge issue yet, but my guitar's broken in some sort of way.
A huge issue. We had to turn one gig into a comedy show. Then the whole gig, I was just trying to get things going. You were out for 10 minutes.
Oh, that was awful.
He disappeared to fix his guitar, and then I look side stage and I see him putting a belt on. What's happening now?
Don't bash me, Charles.
Oh, priorities. That clearly fix the guitar.
Interesting day.
It's when one of you just decides to, like you said, turn it into a stand-up gig and just
Well, it worked.
slowly.
If
It
anything.
surprisingly did, didn't it? But
Yeah, we
God.
couldn't solo forever.
Yeah, at least we all got a solo section at some point.
You could have just, done an entire gig without the other guitar,
Oh yeah, it's just bass.
Drum and bass.
just bass.
Oh yeah.
Turn the bass up, shake the room, we're sorted.
So then, how did you guys kind of come together then? How did the band really start?
Generic, but school. This dude's been my best friend for a while, and then we just sort of pieced it from there. Because I randomly one day decided I'm going to metal scream in front of this geezer, and things just changed.
2 years later.
2 years later, yeah.
And then I went to one of the earlier shows and then joined from them and then brought lovely Joe with me.
We made the anniversary. There was 1 year. It was good. First band.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah, mutual friends. And it's been great because we've met so many people coming from the scene as well at local gigs. Like, I mean,
yeah.
So many people our age are sort of evolving from it, and hopefully they can get their own band started at the same time.
The best thing to witness is the change, because obviously we have family members too and friends in school that'll obviously come down to our gigs to see what we're about. And these people that have never listened to metal music, and I know at least I could list quite a few people that have come to one of our gigs not knowing what metal is and left it wanting to know what metal is. And that's the best feeling about it, because it's converting people and making people realize that it's not just some demonic stuff. It's music and it's fun.
That's the thing. It's like you're kind of
thinking list moshing.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
it's crazy.
That's what I like that you said converting, because it's like, see, it's not actually that bad. I told you you'd like it.
Yeah, it's not evil.
It's not unless you go and see Mayhem.
Yeah, only 1 or 2 churches do that.
You're not quite up to the sacrificing goats part yet. But I guess that is quite nice, because I think you are. Well, it is that sort of school age where I think what you said about kind of inspiring people to start their own band is really cool, because people can see you guys and go, oh, they're in school, I'm in school, I can start something. So it is that really nice domino effect.
Yeah,
which is really cool to see.
Yeah, I followed. I don't think I've actually told you this, but I was following you guys before I was in the band, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's like 16-year-olds playing metal and like my music that I like as well." And I'd never found it before, so it's kind of like inspired me.
That's what I mean, because music means so much to us, like down to emotional level, personal enjoyment, and it is a matter that it's changed our lives, and we can change others by being the same sort of. What's so funny?
That's so bad. My bad. Sorry, carry on.
Just like about how much it means to us and how we can change other people's lives at the same time.
Yeah. It's not even a case of like we had any proper intention with this. We just decided we wanted to write music. We all loved it. Like, I love music with all of my soul. This guy loves music with all of his soul, and we just thought, why not? Like, it's something we enjoy. Why not try and start something? Let's start a movement. Let's create what we want to create. Let's do art, and it's how we went about it. It's just what we enjoy.
And it's nice not having any kind of expectations or pressure put on you to do that. I think the best things do kind of come from that. Let's try it, see what happens. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I mentioned the Metal to the Masses slot that you guys have got. You've got your single coming out at some point. You've managed to get on top of things really well. I think when you were first messaging me, you were talking about the EP launch that you're planning in December, and I'm like, right, these guys have got it planned. I like these guys.
Yeah,
so it's really great to see that side as well.
Well, we have got an entire plan, but locked away.
Yeah, we've got a very, very cool idea. It's like a concept. We've got what is relatively a concept album, but it's not. It's a concept album from a personal perspective, but that's about as much as I'm gonna say. I feel like I've already said too much by saying album, but never know.
It's all right. We need that require people to actually watch this far into it to get to that part. So
Yeah.
is so not necessarily about the plan itself, but is there anyone who is the most kind of right? This is the plan. We're doing this, or is it all very collaborative?
It is. It's collaborative once I've started it. I came up with the idea, there's casual 3 a.m. thoughts, and then we've sort of all individually put things to it. Like I started, what if we did this? And then this dude was like, oh, but this is cool as well. Let's add that. And it's just, we have this big, massive build up of just, it's all our own personal enjoyments and ideas.
And everyone's excited, and that's a big thing as
Yeah.
well. Like we've written riffs, and we thought like it's just been.
There'll be riffs where he'll write it and I'll start star jumping.
That's quite.
Yeah, that does help. Doesn't
Yeah.
it?
I was going to say, star jumping is quite an unusual reaction to a good riff, but you've
I
got
feel like you're wrong. I feel like it's the only liable action. Like you just got to do it. It's just you have to. Come on, either that or your Macarena to a riff. Come on, there's no better choice.
Which we have also done.
every song can be Macarena to, if you try hard enough.
Exactly, and that's why we Macarena in our mosh pits.
I was gonna say, you've got a monomath with their kind of rowing pits. I reckon you guys could.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon you guys could start either a star jumping pit or a Macarena pit, and you'd be
I'd
set.
love to. We started one, just not for us. Let's try and start one for ourselves. Yeah, we started a massive Macarena pit for Clockwork, didn't we? It was like a whole last 2 rows worth of people in the mill. It was fun.
Turn every gig into just like one of those Zumba type work exercises where everyone's just star jumping.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
So obviously, kind of moving away from star jumps and stuff within the band, then kind of what do you all do then, kind of bass guitar wise?
Well, I'm the guitar player. I'm Caden.
Hello. I'm Joe. I'm Emery. I play the bass.
And the vocalist, I'm Riley. And yeah, Angry. We do Angry. We piece everything that we enjoy together. Like my favorite scene is like 2000s metalcore, like Bullet for My Valentine, Killswitch Engage, that era. This guy, like,
How much time?
Dennis from Jazz, Jimi Hendrix, and then there's also like Avenged, and you've got a lot of Spirit Box and Knocked Loose in your playing, don't you?
Yeah.
This dude could be a gospel drummer if he wanted. He is incredible. He is Godson. And then Henry just fills the fifth, and he's great at that.
You're trained in fast.
He is. Yeah. There's things he does in choruses, like triplets and choruses to like counteract. Oh, I love the way he plays it. It works so well.
And was that the bass? Did you say?
Yeah.
It's quite nice having a variety of influences, and I'm pretty sure there's a natural pathway from jazz to Avenged Sevenfold somewhere.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It is. Yeah. It's just add distortion and you're there, isn't it? Really.
That's just metal as a whole, isn't it? It's classical or jazz riff, just distortion. You're set.
Even metal sounds. Tell me classical.
Yeah.
Like Muse, they're very classical. And you look into certain notes, and it all comes to one, and that's why I think we're always such a good match. So we've all got our own influences, and it builds as one sort of unit in our songs and one sound.
Yeah, metal's so pretty.
Metal is classical.
Yeah.
So kind of have you outside of gigs you've played, have you been to many gigs yourself at all, or?
Yeah.
We get out there.
We do.
And any that have
Paleface Swiss. Yeah.
Me and Kay went to see Paleface not long ago in Manchester.
any that have kind of stood out to you as I want to be like that. That's our ambition.
For me personally, Cockroach, seeing Jacoby run through those crowds and stuff, that's where I've started to gain presence from, actually watching Jacoby Felix like do his stuff, like he's sick. But obviously there's a few, isn't there?
Weirdly, for me, it's Sabian. Because not our style at all, but it's the way that they can just raise the roof of any place that they're in and make it their own. And that's the atmosphere that I want.
Definitely Polyphia.
Yeah.
Like
Polyphia.
just like the unbelievable technical playing, just like all melting into one like massive wall of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you, Joe.
Static Dress. Got me.
Static Dress.
He
They
loves
just
Static Dress.
Stokey.
Here we go.
the front man's just like he's just so
Nuts.
all over the place all the time, and because we're kind of like that as well, it's another reason. Like I like being so energetic. And
You?
yeah, exactly. But moving it like because it makes the audience feel like they can as well and like
Yeah.
let loose and stuff, and it's good because that
Expression.
The
Yeah.
audience will only match what you create.
Yeah.
There's obviously the class Bring Me the Horizon. I'm lucky enough to say I've seen Bring Me the Horizon. They can't really be paralleled at this point with their shows. They're just incredible. But there's a few that stand out, definitely.
It's nice having that sort of, not if benchmark is the right word, but kind of it's the inspirations and the influences that I think really help make it. So then kind of going from that, then how would you describe almost your sound? I know it's quite hard to not like having anything released that people can listen to, but obviously you've played gigs. Has anyone come up to you and gone, you kind of sound like X? Or
We would like, not to be cocky, we would like to say we have our own sound. Like, you can see where we stem from. You can see influences. Like, you can see that he likes Knocked Loose in where he plays. You can see that in bits of what I sing and do, like that I like that kind of style. But that's the thing that, like you said a bit before, having the different influences, it converges, and it's like I'd like to say we have our own sound,
Yeah.
but people can say, oh, you're a little bit like them, but not like them. Like you've got your own divergence from them.
Yeah. I'd say we're the fans of Architects, Playface, Person, Not Loose.
Yeah,
That was sort of
just core.
Yeah, but we've
And
never
everyone
just
core.
been like we've never like been compared to one individual band. We're like something completely different.
and that's what I like about.
the only comparison I ever remember being made was our producer when you did that riff. He said it was like Malevolent.
He did.
That's the only comparison I ever remember being made. One of Caden's riffs being like Malevolent, which I was very happy with. I was very happy with. I love Malevolent.
so you mentioned then obviously producer, the stuff you've recorded. Then did you kind of going into the studio? Did you go down that route?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure we can say which one yet and who he is. But
I feel
Are
like
we?
we can.
Lower Lane Studios and
Great.
most of our favourite bands from the area go to there. Ones that we know. We were pointed in that way by Liam from Smother.
Yeah.
Give us that sort of
They're great.
imitation, but amazing.
Yeah,
Johnny is an absolute genius.
He
Like
is a
you'll
godsend.
see soon.
Some of the things that he did with our music, some of the layering that he told me to do, I was like, oh, I see what he's doing here. I like it. He's great. He is really good.
It's properly trusting the process and just letting it turn into its thing.
Like when we first came into the studio, the first thing he said to us is like, I am going to give a couple little ideas, and I hope that doesn't do your head in. And we instantly said, no, like we're working with you for a reason. So it was just trusting the process, just seeing what happens. Again, like you said earlier, like why not? Let's try it, and it worked. Great, it worked out really great.
It's great seeing it because obviously earlier on you said you kind of started it as a kind of let's do this, let's see what happens, but with everything regarding like the planning of the shows and the going into the studio, you've absolutely got the mindset nailed. So you're absolutely the right people to gel with each other and do it.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
So now it's just keeping that, because I think what you've got, especially, and what I love seeing with a lot of these younger bands, is that they've got the thing that makes them special, and they've got that so early on. So it's great just keeping it.
Bringing tears to my
Really.
eyes.
It's
thing of it helps that we are friends, like we are mates, and that definitely helps because you can't not be. You know what I mean? It really
I
helps.
think it was Matt Healy that said that the reason why he loves touring so much is because spends time with his free other people.
Yeah, he says if you're going to be away from his actual family, he wants to be with his other family. And that's what it is. It's like a whole other family, and I like that a lot. It works very well.
That's the thing. It's one thing playing the music, but the way I've always looked at it, and the way kind of people I've spoken to as well, it's like there's a band on stage and there's a band off stage as well. And I think if you've got the off stage part down, like the being mates and being friends with each other, the on stage part makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
So it is really great to see.
Because if you're going to keep going to places and doing things that are out of your comfort zone, like before this band, I'd never been on a stage. Then looking back at the first gig, my stage presence was awful. I looked like a lost puppy. But if you're going to keep doing all these things that you're not used to doing, you want to do it with people that you love, and that's exactly the case. So it's class. He just called me gay. That's really funny, that is. I'm being nice.
Oh, so nice and supportive of each other.
Yeah, I love it. I do.
That's the important thing. It's that balance of being good mates, but also knowing when to just take the piss out of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Commonly.
Some more than others, you know. But no, you've absolutely got it sorted so much at this stage. So it'll be really interesting seeing the development and kind of how you guys grow with that, which will be really cool.
I hope it will be. It'll be an experience, not just for us.
Yeah, definitely. It will be interesting, and I hope that it'll be well received. Because not again the generic things of we've written this music from the perspective of we want to listen to it ourselves. We want to be able to sit and listen to our own music and be like, yeah, you know what, this is good. And so far, that's been the case.
It's working.
It's been the case, to be fair. It has been. So we just can't wait to see how things go from here. We're very excited for Metal to the Masses. We've not stopped talking about it. We're buzzing.
So, okay, because where are you guys doing that heat again?
Stoke.
Stoke.
The underground, Stoke Underground. Yeah, it's going to be great. I love the underground. It's a class.
Is that one that you've played? Is that a venue that you've played before then?
Yeah, it's the one that we played the most. We've been there. This is our fourth time.
Yeah, fourth time.
Our first.
That's first. Our fourth.
Love the underground.
Would you kind of say that's kind of like your local, your hometown-ish kind of venue then?
Yeah, it is like
that's like
there's two. There's Sugar Mill and the Underground, and I wouldn't say which one I prefer more. They're both amazing.
I don't think I could, even if I tried, because they both have their pluses. Like I prefer the Sugar Mill stage layout; it's class. But the Underground, it's
a different vibe.
It is, yeah, the different places.
Underground. It's got an aura to it.
Yeah.
It's the vibe. The vibe's important.
Definitely.
Yeah, always.
So I've just got kind of one more question left, really. Kind of obviously you've talked about having some moments that you're really proud of so far. What are some of the highlights that you've achieved, or certain things that you've done that you're really happy about?
Good question. Well, we're definitely writing what we wrote so far, and sorting that.
One specific song that me and you wrote in your bedroom
10
minutes before a Slipknot concert. That was my proudest moment, because that's still my favorite song we've written. We wrote it 10 minutes before a Slipknot concert, and it just in his bedroom, and that was proud because it's just me. But I'd say probably the first gig when we had people chanting our name, that was a proud moment, because we in between, like it was halfway through our set, we stopped playing for a second just to have a breather. I had a drink.
Okay.
And this guy started putting fists in the air and chanting our name, and people were doing it back, and it was sick. It was class. That was a proud moment.
That's when you know you've made it, and people are actually like, okay, these are good.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
And then there's the moshing at the mill. Even though it was
Moshing,
like
yeah.
half people we knew, it was still
Yeah.
nice to watch.
I like when because in our set in one of the songs, we get to jump into the audience. I like when we jumped into the audience, like ran across when you was just people like cheering. That was
Yeah,
that was
regular when I was like running through the crowd on that one.
Yeah,
That was
Sugar
great.
Mill like that as well.
Yeah, the off screen, the off mic scream in the Sugar Mill. I was proud of that. I was sick because we covered "Please End Me" by Paleface Swift at the Sugar Mill, and I did the call out off mic, and it just felt sick.
I think
You just felt the power.
Yeah, I just felt like I was unstoppable.
one moment I think will be our next proudest is playing a full set of our songs.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
massive.
We haven't done that yet. We've always had covers.
Yeah,
Also, will this be the first kind of set with no covers then?
yeah, it
Yeah.
will.
Fully.
It's hard to break away from them, isn't it? Because we started, and one of the covers we played was "My Own Summer" by Deftones, and it's kind of hard to break away from that because we
Yeah.
enjoy playing it. Don't get me wrong. And obviously, a lot of people know it and enjoy it when we play. Like it gets a lot of attention.
fan favorite.
It's a fan favorite, but we don't. We gotta break away from that at some point, and it's kind of difficult because you've already tried, and you've already said, "Can we get rid of Shove It?" And we're like,
No, maybe.
but
It's
yeah,
it's
Yeah,
finding
got
that
us
balance.
really
It's finding that balance, isn't it? Because obviously covers are great. The crowd knows them, but you don't want people to only know you for the covers.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's once you've got the balance, it's perfect. But I think there's always going to be a bit of a grey area when it comes to.
Well, we were told by one person at the last gig that the favourite song of the entire night was our last song, our original song.
yeah. That was
So
nice.
that was
That was
proud.
a proud moment, definitely. Because that night we played again. Please End Me. Shove It and
Counting
Forgotten
Worms.
by
Well-known song.
That's
yeah,
Forgotten
by
You.
Forgotten You. And yeah, Counting Worms, and we had people come to us and say, "Oh, my favorite song was the one you did last," and we're like, "That's ours."
You like our song, thank you.
Our song. Yeah, that was probably that was proud. That yeah, I like that.
I guess it's a chance for them to listen to something new because songs like Shove It or any Deftones song, people have done them. They're a popular song for a reason, but kind of one of your guys' originals, nobody will have heard that before. So it might give a chance for it to be like, oh, this is quite cool, something a bit different. But it is.
Sorry. I feel like our songs just have more power than the rest. Just a little bit more power.
Because we put more energy into it, that's why. We can say it's more power, but I think it's because we're more passionate about our own. It's more authentic when we play our songs because we're like, these are ours. We put so much extra passion into those ones. But don't get me wrong, we always play passionately. But when it's our own, just this background bit of extra oomph that we didn't even know we were giving. And that's probably why it's always so much more powerful.
Yeah, I feel like the passion that you put in will reflect in the performance. So kind of if you are slightly more passionate for your original songs, that's going to show as well, which I think makes perfect sense of what you were just saying.
Yeah, it just feels better, doesn't it?
It's a nice feeling playing gigs, playing your own music, and then people saying they like your music as well.
Yeah.
So it's a nice feeling. And like I've said before, it's great that you guys have gotten into it this quickly.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Who are some of some of the bands that you've played with? Kind of who have you been able to share the stage with?
There's a big band called The Hell who went on tour later last year, on a sort of not on a tour, but
a weird tour, but it was sick.
weird tour is amazing. They play around sort of local venues. They were great. Local bands like Return to Solace,
Yeah, those were great.
Foul Play.
And I was going to play with Afflictions. They were so good, and We Are Suffering. They were incredible. Who else was the big one?
Carnival, they were ace.
Yeah, Clockwork was class. We play with quite a few bands that we've Another thing is we'll sit back and we'll watch the bands after because we're fans of them, and it's just fun.
Like Macarena.
Oh, yeah, we don't sit back with Macarena and box and stuff, but, you know.
Yeah, just wait until later this year and we'll play with quite a few more. That's what I'm going to say.
Wolves and Alcatraz and Dark Creek Falls.
First gig.
Complete different vibe, but it worked. I love them, pal. I love them. They're really nice dudes as well, like incredibly nice dudes. Yeah.
It's nice being fans of live music as well as playing live music as well.
It just feels better.
And it's great just having that sort of connection, that network.
I think that's what breaks it from being, oh, this is a job, like we have to do this, and like it makes it more of a, this is a concert, this is fun, you know what I mean? Like we go to gigs as a reward, like say we've got a gig after a GCSE, so like rather than being like, oh god, I've had too long of a day for this, we go into it and be like, we deserve this, and it's fun. And
it's fun playing live.
It's so fun. Except for when I get twatted on the head by your bass.
Oh, twice.
Twice. More than before. Twice more.
Say the first time you can accept it as an accident. Second time.
Yeah. Oh, you know the pegs are like thick ass metal, like thick, yeah, straight in the back of my head.
It was within like 2 minutes as well.
Yeah, it was. On the same song. Oh man. And then on the song after, you twatted me on the other song.
You'll get your payback at some point. You'll swing a microphone or something and it will hit them all.
I can't wait. You shouldn't have given me that idea. I'm just going to
Yeah, if any damage happens, I am not responsible for any idea giving.
I mean, I can't do it now.
Oh, you can do it. I just won't be held responsible. But no, thank you so much for, well, you messaged first, so thank you so much for kind of getting in touch, making me aware of you guys, and I absolutely look forward to seeing what you guys get up to.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the interview. It's been great, and you know, yeah, have a wonderful.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon.